Hey guys, and welcome back to Metroid Fusion. Today we're heading over to Sector 4, Aqua, AQA for short.
They couldn't even include the U. I know they have to kind of keep their three-letter theme going, but at the same time, Aqua doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it?
Well, it was originally what? You know, water, but that sounds a bit silly for a military operation.
I wonder what MapQuest in the future looks like.
I swear that thing, above one of the S's, looks like a space invader.
Oh, yeah, I'm really getting that vibe too.
Just a layout of the BSL up there. It kind of looks like the thing you put bullets into in a revolver. Sorry, I'm not, gun savvy.
What's this shit you put in a gun again? Bullets? The fuck are those? So let's breed a monster that can travel at high speeds, and let's let that fucker loose. That's a good idea.
Well, it's not so much that they bred it, they were just, experimenting normally, and then the X came along and screwed everything up.
Well, even then I have to question their tendency to experiment on every piece of shit they find. Here's a monster that attacks at ultra high speeds, but I'm pretty sure we can fucking take him.
No, again, the X mutated the thing, and that's why it can move fast. They weren't to know that this alien force was going to come in and ruin their experiments. I don't make a cup of tea, come back, and it's got, there's just an eyeball there blinking at me.
Well, it's called a contingency plan, I would think that the government would know all about those.
Well, the contingency plan for tea is coffee, and I'd rather not go down that route.
I do really like the music in this sector. It's funky cool, it's just kind of weird, and I kind of like it.
It's pretty chill, appropriate for a water-themed environment. You're kind of at the mercy of gravity and the like, so until we get the gravity suit, try and avoid the water. It's mostly electrocuted right now anyway, so...
Yeah, we'll be able to turn that off in the bit, but first we have to get to that point.
I love how it's cartoony electrocution water as well.
Yeah, it does give me that vibe. I also like how, what's helpful is that the chains are actually attached to the platform so you know where to drop. So it's not exactly like a blind leap of faith here.
Oh, I sense another wall jumping section coming up.
I do too.
This little wait here indicating that I was changing my control scheme.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to kind of transition to when you actually did it. I was wondering what was going on.
No, I pretty much perfectly segued between, clips of footage and whatnot. There was only one crossfade, which I was pretty happy about.
I'm always glad that these areas have particular walls that can get blown up in precise order by her bombs, but other walls are just, completely invincible, because that makes sense.
Now, there are 2 missile tanks in this area, so try not to leave before you get the second one like I did.
I gotta admit, though, it always does feel good when you can find that upgrade you've been trying to hunt down, even though it's on screen. It really does feel good when you can solve that puzzle.
You know what's really great is when you're following an FAQ, and you're trying to find a power-up, and it says, go to the left and do a thing, when actually it was on the right.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me before, too. I was trying to find some rhino plans up in, Ratchet and Clank, and I went to, the level with it, and I completely explored everywhere, and then it's the FAQ is go back to the same area you were just at, and you were pretty sure you looked over, and I thought I did, but it turns out I completely missed it in plain sight, because, they trust me to play video games, obviously.
Oh, dude, no, sorry, that was for Ratchet 3. I didn't realise you were playing Ratchet 1.
Well, actually, I believe it was Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, which I replayed recently.
Is that one of the PS3 games?
Yeah, that's the first PS3 game, and now I'm playing through A Crack in Time. I still gotta play Size Matters and A Quest for Booty if I can find them cheap. Good attack strategy there, Missile Crab.
Missile Crab X, I think you'll find.
Yeah, one of the lesser appreciated Mega Man X bosses.
And 95 missiles and 5 energy tanks. We're doing pretty good to say it's only the 4th part.
You do better than me at this point. I think I definitely don't have enough missiles in there, and I think I've got, at least 1 less energy tank.
It's okay. Samus Aran envy happens to the best of us.
See, this is that super fish I was talking about. You can allow them to make that, and sometimes they just form on their own.
Purple fish, ascend!
Purple Fish X, the more powerful version of Purple Fish.
Basically, the enemies you're going to want to look out for in this game are the ones that hover, swim, or fly. Or bounce.
Yeah, all the things we can't do. Yeah, just, every fucking enemy.
No, every single enemy in the game, thanks to touch damage. Thank you so much for keeping that old, tired, fetid trope in action, Nintendo.
Yeah, sometimes, touch damage really doesn't make sense. Like, I hate it when you're playing, like, games that require, like, really close fisticuffs, but touch damage is there, because that makes sense.
I was very thorough with this room, I apologise.
You kill all the spinies, man. It's just like extermination. I wonder if Samus takes extermination jobs on the side when she doesn't have any bounty hunting contracts.
Just like really tame ones as well. Oh, an opossum got into my apartment. Can you get rid of this thing? Well, I'm not really... Okay, well... Oh, you used the power bomb and you blow up my house. Thanks, Samus.
Well, I mean, like, she was authorized to use that, so I guess it's okay.
I just like the idea of Samus as a really incompetent exterminator for some reason.
Or a really way too good exterminator, even for the really simple jobs. You do have to watch out there. That floor below will collapse if you land on it, so that's why you had to use the guardrail there.
Yeah, that's a very Mega Man kind of thing.
I guess they'll just let any alien come in,
I think we're actually getting close to the boss right now. We are going to need the power up from it to explore most of the area, so it makes sense that you'd be able to access it early.
I am glad they give you permission to kill, like, all these expensive, valuable specimens, because they've been kind of infected by the X. I mean, I know we spent all this money on it, but fuck it, just waste that motherfucker.
See, look, there's that Space Invader. We're here already.
No, the skeleton. We're not fighting skeletons, are we?
Da 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 da. Quickest boss fight ever.
There we go. Just pick up the power-up in the next room. Hey, we were here already.
This is the other side of things, Helldragon. There are two sides to every story,
I just realized it's so silly to say that in a Metroid game. I've been here already.
Backtracking in a Metroid game? Surely you jest.
How did the eye get the ability to shoot, like, energy shields from
The
its
X.
eye? Okay, fine. What about normally, though?
I don't think it was here originally. It looks like a parasite to me, mate. The X may have birthed it.
What kind of parasite attaches to a door that can provide no nutrients whatsoever?
A really fucking lazy one that don't need to go nowhere.
I love this strategy you did here. Like, watch what he does. First off, he triggers the fight. This is Serris, by the way. He just hangs up here and just takes cheap shots. No, this is really good, because what I always do, I always go on the platforms up here, and I just shoot him, and then I kind of drop back down and wait for him to kind of zoom my way. That's risky. This is actually really smart.
It's not particularly exciting to watch, but it is extremely efficient. You're going to want to use charge shots or missiles to damage Serris. You're going to have to be quick, because most of the time it will be going pretty fast, especially so when it's utilising the speed booster.
Yeah, but I do admit it's not exactly as exciting, so Samus is just kind of hanging there in the ladder. Alright, asshole, just come on.
And the more you look at Samus's model, the more hodgepodge it looks, just in terms of colours and whatnot.
Yeah, blue, yellow. I mean, okay, I get the yellow, but it really does clash, to be honest.
Hey, don't make fun of Samus. She's sick, and she got cured. Alright, she got superpowers. I don't care.
Yeah, she got cured with magic blue gel all over her suit.
She got cured by Metroids. How embarrassing.
Like, did it break down the suit down to, her first level suit? Because that's what I think happened. And then the blue shit is, some... I don't know, is it, a caulk that, keeps all the pieces together? What is that?
Oh, here comes the Core X.
Don't lose your head! Alright, gotta make that joke.
Great music for this fight, by the way. It's suitably techno.
I really do like the Serris boss fight music. Like I said, there's a lot of great music, and this is definitely one of those tracks.
That was me trying to be smart. I was thinking, I'll roll underneath it, then it won't hit me. Oh, right, yeah, the Core X bobs a little bit.
Yeah, he can only be smart with that one strategy back there, otherwise it's just no-go.
Alright, the speed booster. Run until speed boost begins. Thank you. I love power-ups that come with instructions.
I just wish most other things were like that. But yes, you should run to go fast. I like that.
Unlike Sonic, we don't need no boost meter. We just need, a bit of room to build up some speed. And, usually they give you a corridor or some such to test out your power, and this place is perfect.
Yeah, now, as has been possible in the past with other Metroid games, when you get the speed booster, when you run fast enough, you can store the charge, and then you can accelerate in different directions depending on how you jump or move. And I think you do use that a few times later on, but I don't think it's required to beat this. Now, you were mentioning something about an Easter egg, and that does apply by using the speed booster in a particular place in this sector.
It's a method called Shine Sparking. Helldragon is right, you don't need it to beat the game, you do need it to get a lot of the power-up, so you should probably practice it whenever you get a chance.
Now, you don't show that Easter egg, though, in this playthrough, do you?
No, because you specifically requested that I, don't do that.
You're right. I did actually request for you to do that, because that does kind of fuck up the plot, so... Well, alright, Samus, you're taking exercise a little bit too seriously.
I just had to get to this console. I need to press some buttons.
Now, let's get rid of the water from the water sector. That makes sense. That's a good idea. Let's preserve... Well, at this point, we're like, fuck all the life forms. I don't even care.
It doesn't matter whether it's on a space station or in a toilet. The sound of water draining away is always the same.
I would hope so. Alright, there we go. Samus still needs them. Her knees aren't that great, Like, I mean, she platforms all the fucking time. And I would imagine her knees are, like, fucking shattered at this point,
Okay, let's exploit the speed booster again. But we're gonna need a bit of room to run up, so... Going back here, don't touch the wires, you will take damage.
It just kind of peters out after a bit.
Yeah, it will run out, so, use it quickly once you store that energy.
Now, at first I thought, like, those drops were like acid, but no, they're just water. But they really do look like acid drops, don't they?
It could be like blood, like in that one, I think it was the end of Mega Man 2, actually.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of fucked up. I have no idea why this thing decides to turn into Super Gold Crab.
Super Saiyan God Crab.
Like, this is the crab that's deciding not to fuck around, and he reaches the next level.
Yeah, certain enemies just decide to become gold. I think they're related to, like, unlockables and the like. Sometimes you just have to let, X parasites live, so they spawn the gold ones, then you kill them, and then doors open.
There's another place we can't really pass right now. What do I do? Oh, clever girl.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Put my missiles underneath the wires, they won't notice.
They'll never get here. Thankfully, the crawl power-up hasn't been registered yet.
Like, I can only imagine the staff of the station just hiding power-ups everywhere for shits and giggles. This is gonna be funny.
Tee-hee, she'll never find this. Tee-hee.
Although, now that we've established you have to download missiles, like, I guess when she kind of goes to the recharge station, like, she gets data that gives her more missiles and health back, I guess? I don't even know. Are you even supposed to be here yet?
No, this is just like an optional place to get missile tanks and whatnot. I was following the guide verbatim. This section, and I'll probably bring this factoid up again later on because God knows I love to redo commentary, is probably the section of the BSL that I remember the most whenever I think of Metroid Fusion.
Yeah, it's very distinct. It's really kind of calming in a really eerie kind of way, and that works to this game's benefit.
I'm just writing that down. I will say every word again, line for line, down the line.
Yeah, I don't think you need to write that down. That's pretty much what we were going to do anyway. Well, good thing they built the space station as a complete 2D plane. Otherwise, I'd be totally lost.
Adam, I did a thing. Did you see it? The water all drained.
Yeah, and then he got infected by explosions when I shot a few missiles at him.
Boom! That was a Samus joke. Recognize.
I can only imagine Samus trying to make jokes and completely fucking it up. I bet she's got a sense of humor, but it's probably not. You probably barely see it.
It's probably like the type of jokes that you write on Twitter that you think are funny but just go right over my head.
They're better than your fucking jokes, of which you have made zero.
Oh. I'm sad now. I'm just going to go off into another sector and you'll never see me again. I like how it's like the one serious game with the like somewhat serious plot that we get super doofy on. I do apologise.
Go to Pyre.
Either deals with the dead or it's related to fire. I guess we'll find out soon.
They should have spelled it F-I-R so we could just call it Fur, and it's actually full of trees. Okay, well, the tropical one sort of took care of that, I admit.
And then a dramatic zoom in on Samus. She cocks her arm cannon. Fur is murder. That's a joke that we're going to end this part on. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time for part 5.